Very Dark Black Man really fighting for Nigerians? Is he fighting for the common people in Nigeria? Is he really fighting for the oppressed in Nigeria? Is he really fighting for the people that needed a voice in Nigeria? Let's discuss. Hi guys, welcome back again to my channel. Thank you so much for coming here. If you are new here, my name is Ify and you're welcome to Ify Gist TV. Recently, the internet has been bustling with the controversy involving Verydarkman, Falz the bad guy, Bobrisky, and Falz father, Femi Falana. If you guys recall, a few months ago, Bobrisky and Verydarkman they had issues on social media. And then Bobrisky was going at Verydarkman. Verydarkman was going at Bobrisky. In fact, at a point, Verydarkman made some accusations against Bobrisky. And in the course of that accusation, he also mentioned the Nigerian police force. And he got him arrested. He stayed in police custody for over, let's say, close to 1 month before he was released. Let's go back to how Verydarkman started. So Verydarkman became popular on TikTok. He actually started on TikTok. I know that a lot of people do not know this, but yeah, he started on TikTok. That was where he got popular. He got his popularity first. So Verydarkman started on TikTok by calling out the vendors, people that sell organic creams, people that sell all those enhancement products, Kayamata, all of those stuff that women buy to enhance their body or enhance their beauty. Verydarkman started with them, and before you knew it, he began to gain popularity because he was saying a lot of things that I guess majority of Nigerians love. So people started following him, they started sharing his content, and that was how he went viral. And at a point, people started reporting people that defrauded them to Verydarkman to help them to call those vendors out. And there was this case with one of the vendors. It was actually the vendor that made Verydarkman very popular. That case, not the vendor. Okay, that case, the case that he had with the vendor, made Verydarkman very popular because he was ready to go to court because he had all the evidences that the vendor in question defrauded a client. So she and Verydarkman went back and forth on social media, and at a point the vendor wanted to intimidate Verydarkman, which Verydarkman did not allow her to. After everything, Verydarkman defeated the vendor. That's how you can put it. The vendor later refunded the client that she defrauded. So he made Verydarkman very popular, and a lot of Nigerians see him as an activist, someone that wants to liberate Nigerians, the poor masses of Nigeria, someone that is like a voice to the poor people in Nigeria. So before you know it, Tunde Ednot posted Verydarkman. Tunde Ednot is one of the popular Instagram, he calls himself the Shade Room of Africa. Tunde Ednot is one of the most popular Instagram bloggers in Nigeria. So he posted Verydarkman. He has made a lot of people popular. So once you are posted on his page, you are going to get visibility, you are going to get popularity. So Verydarkman, that was the first time that Verydarkman went mainstream. Tunde Ednot is very close to Davido, Cubana Chief Priest, Obi Cubana, all those top people in the Nigerian entertainment industry. So Tunde Ednot met Verydarkman, posted Verydarkman, and started posting his videos. In fact, he was posting his videos consistently, and before you know it, he got attention of Davido, and Davido invited Verydarkman to Lagos, where he lodged Verydarkman in a hotel. You know, at this point, you guys know that once Davido is involved, there's nobody that will say that he doesn't know, especially in Nigeria. No one will say he doesn't know the person. So at this point, Verydarkman has become so popular, like very popular, that is more popular than many actors, many actresses, many people in the industry, in the entertainment industry. So he became a household name. Verydarkman continued to do what brought him to limelight, that is calling out vendors that defraud people. At a point, he included vendors that sell fake. What I mean by fake is products that are not licensed by the NAFDAC. So Verydarkman also started calling them out until the Mohbad case happened. And that was the first time that many people did not agree with Verydarkman, because he started like talking about other things apart from the calling out the vendors. He went mainstream and he started talking about other ills of the society, things that are happening. If there's a trending issues, Verydarkman will shook mouth, he will talk about it, you know, and also share his opinion, say the things that he feels is right, or the things that he feels that should be done right. Mohbad is the Nigerian artist that died, okay, in a very controversial manner. So the death brought out a lot of controversy. There were people that fingers are pointing on that were responsible for his death. It's a long story anyways. So Verydarkman shook mouth in the Mohbad issue. And for the first time, many Nigerians did not agree with what Verydarkman said. As if that was not enough, there was a lady that the boyfriend, the guy that the lady has dated for over 2 years, the guy by the lady, like he off the lady. The lady is a 21-year-old that was in school. According to the guy, he said that he had an issue with the girl and he picked up a knife and he ended the girl's life. Verydarkman shook mouth in the matter, and the way he said it was I would agree it was totally wrong to me, because as a woman I feel really bad that someone would open their mouth in a society where women's life matter less, you know. And Verydarkman opened his mouth to say that the lady deserved it because the lady wouldn't have gone for someone that is poor. So let's even assume that the lady did not go, that the lady went for the guy because the guy is rich. Is that enough reason for the guy? I'm not even telling you guys that this guy admitted to ending the lady's life. He admitted, he confessed it. So it's not a matter of, are you sure that he did it or not? This guy did it. He said he ended the girl's life when they were arguing and he was asking for forgiveness on social media. So the police were after him and the guy ran away. He ran out of the country. Up till this moment, sadly, the justice have not been gotten for the poor lady. So Verydarkman decided to speak on the matter, and he offended a lot of women. Apart from the Mohbad thing that he has already choked mouth, that he said something suggesting that the wife was cheating on Mohbad. That was why Mohbad died. Even when there were clear-cut evidences, the video evidences of the things that Mohbad has went through, and the people that Mohbad said that if anything should happen to him, that these people should be held accountable. Verydarkman tried to make the case about Mohbad's wife. And we've not done the Mohbad case, and then the incident, this particular incident, Augusta is the name of the lady that the boyfriend died. Verydarkman blamed Augusta for her death, and that was when everybody lost it. And okay, Verydarkman was branded a lot of things, especially by women, like you are a hater of women. And going by the things that Verydarkman has said about women, you cannot dismiss people that said that Verydarkman is a hater of women. So most of these cases that where women are involved in, Verydarkman judged it in a way that made it look like women deserve whatever happened to them, you know. So that was when the beginning of the hate that he's getting, even though the people that love him still love him, you know. So Verydarkman began to speak. He has done a lot of activism. Yeah, he has done a lot of activism. He has done a lot to recover people's money. So Verydarkman has spoken and has said a lot of things he should not have said, in my own opinion. And he has done a lot of things and accused women of a lot of things that he himself is guilty of. For instance, Verydarkman accused women of selling their bodies. But the same Verydarkman, there are videos out there that Verydarkman admitted that he used to sell his body for money. So it was a case of projection. And when Verydarkman had issues with Bobrisky, that was when Bobrisky even released more videos that you've never seen about Verydarkman. Videos where Verydarkman was talking about how he sleeps with men, how he hangs out with men for money, you know. The reason Bobrisky released it was because Verydarkman was accusing Bobrisky of sleeping with men, and that Bobrisky he said a lot of things, demeaning things about Bobrisky. That was why Bobrisky released those videos of Verydarkman. And Verydarkman did not deny, because those videos were actually real. He did not deny them. Instead, he said that those things were in his past. Like, those are the things that he did when, according to him, he didn't know what he was doing. So these things has been going on like back and forth between Bobrisky and Verydarkman. So when Verydarkman came out of the prison that he stayed nearly 1 month, when he came out, he apologized to the police officers. I guess that was one of the conditions they gave him for his release. One day, Bobrisky went for a party where he was giving the women of the year or something like that, and it sparked a lot of outrage. Like, why would you guys give him women of the year when there are so many women in Nigeria that merited it, you know? So it sparked a lot of outrage, and the movie premiere people, at a point, they came to apologize to Nigerian women. Okay, you guys should not be angry that we did it for publicity, that they didn't mean it that way. Verydarkman also shook mouth in this matter because Bobrisky is enemy already, so he shook mouth. After that incident, Bobrisky also had a party that he went where he was throwing money. You guys know how we do it in Nigeria now. Verydarkman said he was the one that told EFCC to go and arrest Bobrisky for money laundering. So that was how Bobrisky was arrested. Before you know it, he was sentenced. It was even within, like, the sentencing took just few days, and Bobrisky was sentenced to prison, and he went to prison. They said he was going to spend 6 months in prison because Bobrisky admitted that he committed crime of abusing the naira. So he was sentenced to prison for 6 months, and that's where this whole controversy now, the conflicts between Bobrisky and the Falanas, this is where it started. Then Bobrisky stayed in prison for 2 months, and he was released. After his release, Bobrisky went back to doing the things that he loves to do, and he thanked a lot of celebrities that came through for him. Verydarkman was not happy. Actually, when Bobrisky was in prison, Verydarkman was so happy. He was gloating. He said he was the one that made Bobrisky go to jail, and he was gloating. He was happy. He was mocking him, not knowing that Bobrisky was not actually in jail, according to him in his recent review. So Bobrisky stayed in jail for like 2 months, and he was released. And after his release, Verydarkman was not happy. He started picking up on Bobrisky again, that Bobrisky will go back to jail. According to him, he was bragging that Bobrisky will go back to jail, that Bobrisky came out because he was rich or something like that. And when he saw that Nigerians were not buying it, he played a voiceover where Bobrisky was allegedly making a confession. It's not a confession per se, but he was confiding in someone, a close friend, how he was in an apartment, beautiful apartment in the correction center. He was not in prison. I was in a beautiful apartment. He even sent a video to the person to prove to the person that he was not in prison, and he said a lot of things. And how Falz father, actually, in that very conversation, Bobrisky did not say that Falz father collected bribe from him. No, he never said something like that. But Verydarkman, when he wanted to say things like that, when he wanted to, before he played the voiceover, he said that some celebrities are shameless, that later there will be some Nigerian dignitaries. He was taking a dig at Falz and his father, that later they will be forming that they are advocate of citizenry and advocate of rights, and look at them getting involved in something like that they did this. He was implying that Falz father collected bribery of 10 million naira to get Bobrisky out of prison and to make sure that Bobrisky was not in jail. In that audio, Bobrisky never made something like that. He just said that he needed Falz and his father to help him to get presidential pardon or something like that, so that he will get out of jail. So Verydarkman, because he's angry that Bobrisky was out, so he had to make up this kind of stories and present it in such a way that if you didn't listen to the voice note that Bobrisky sent, allegedly, if you didn't listen to it, you would believe that Falz and his father collaborated with some corrupt officials at the prison to make Bobrisky stay out of jail. The post that Verydarkman made and the videos that he made subsequently suggested that Falz could be sleeping with Bobrisky. And in fact, he made a lot of defamatory comments and he wrote a lot of defamatory things about Falz and his father. And that was how Falz father sued Verydarkman. He sent Verydarkman a letter and he told him to either apologize or they will meet in court. And that was when Verydarkman came out to say that he did not defame the man, that he was quoting what Bobrisky said, which, you guys, that is not the truth, because Bobrisky never said anything like that. So Verydarkman was saying that he did not defame the man, that he cannot defame the man, that the man is like a father to him. I'm sure that by that time, Verydarkman must have consulted his lawyers, and he must have went back, because he did not actually listen very well to that voiceover to understand. That is what I think. I don't think he listened very well to understand what Bobrisky was saying about Falz and his father. But because he needed to score a point, because he had a personal issue with Bobrisky. He has a personal issue with Bobrisky, because I'm not sure Bobrisky even sees him. So he has a personal issue with Bobrisky, and he wanted to settle that scores. And because he has seen that these celebrities are the ones that were mentioned, that Bobrisky mentioned, that try to help him or try to do anything for him, so he did not pay attention before he went public, and he started saying so many defamatory things against the Falanas, and that was what brought the court case. And you guys know, Nigerians now, when things like this happen, people that, like, everybody will choose a side. That is, people that are interested, or everybody will choose a side. After a few hours, Verydarkman came out again and started saying that Nigerians are siding with the rich people, and this is where I have a problem, because nobody is siding with anybody because the person has money. Falz is not a billionaire. Falana is not a billionaire. Falana is an activist. He's a lawyer, but he's not a billionaire. You guys know lawyers in Nigeria. How many lawyers in Nigerians are billionaires? How many lawyers in Nigerians get money? In Nigeria get money. So the Falanas are okay. You cannot say that they are begging, but they are just middle class Nigeria. They are just normal people. They are not like rich people. But because Verydarkman knew that a lot of Nigerians are poor, and they see things from the eye of rich versus the poor. This is why Verydarkman had to like make up something like that, so that he will present himself as the poor, defenseless person who no get connection, and then the Falanas will become the rich bully. Do you guys understand the thing that he was trying to do? That was the exact thing that Verydarkman did when he had issues with Obi Kubana, because Obi Kubana didn't even have issues with him, because he never mentioned Verydarkman's name, though he was referring to him, but he never said something that is so bad that warrant what Verydarkman did. Verydarkman insulted Iyabo Ojo, and Iyabo Ojo insulted Verydarkman's mom. Verydarkman got angry and said that why would Iyabo Ojo involve his mom, as if Iyabo Ojo is not a mother to someone else. So Verydarkman was angry that Iyabo Ojo mentioned his mom. So Iyabo Ojo's boyfriend, that is Oga Polo, had to intervene, like, you people should learn to respect your elders. You know, why are you attacking a woman? Can't you just... So the man was telling Tunde Not, remember Tunde Not is Davido's friend. Tunde Not was the one that posted Verydarkman and made him mainstream. And since then, Tunde Not has been posting Verydarkman's videos and making him even more popular. And Tunde Not even invited Verydarkman to visit him in the UK, and they had, like, he has invited him several times outside the country where he lives, because he does not stay in Nigeria. So Polo was close to, like, he knows Tunde Not. He's not close to him, but he knows him. So Polo had to like tell Tunde Not that you have to choose between me and Verydarkman. Like, why would you allow your guy to be insulting me or insulting my woman, that is Iyabo Ojo? After Polo wrote those things, Verydarkman went to do another video again and started insulting Polo now. And Obi Kubana had to write, children of this generation, please try to respect your elder, because you become elder someday. And Verydarkman cut the sub, and he made it look like Obi Kubana is a rich guy that didn't want him, the poor guy, to speak his mind. Do you guys understand? So he played that poverty game, even when Verydarkman is not poor. Verydarkman is not poor. He's not from a poor home. But then whenever he has issues with people, he tried to make it look as if he is the poor defenseless person when no get level. And then those people are the rich people that are bullying him. And you guys know this thing with a poor society like Nigeria. So every time he does that, people fall for it. So he did that with Obi Kubana, and then he tried to do that again with the Falanas, but this time it didn't work. Falz, the bad guy, also sued Verydarkman. We don't know Like Verydarkman has apologized, though he has not apologized very well, but he was going through the corners trying to tell them that he was not the one that said it, that it was Bobrisky, and they should go and face Bobrisky, that it was not him that said them, that he did not defame them, you know. But anyways, we are still waiting for the court case to see how everything ends. But what we are asking in this video is, do you guys think Verydarkman is fighting for the poor defenseless Nigerians? I just want to ask you guys this question, because personally for me, I do not think that Verydarkman is fighting for poor defenseless Nigerians. Verydarkman only needed a platform, needed something, needed to be controversial and do something that would skyrocket him to stardom, which he achieved, which is good. There's nothing wrong with it. But then how you came into the popularity matters. Anyways, not to Verydarkman. He came in a good way, I must say. But then the recent happenings have proven that Verydarkman does not even care about the poor people. Let me tell you guys why I do not think that Verydarkman is fighting for the poor people. Now, if you are a Nigerian, you will know that the greatest problem we have in Nigeria today is not celebrities. The greatest problem that the poor people, that is the poorest of the poor people in Nigeria, the greatest problem, the things that are bothering them today is not celebrities. It's not the fault of the celebrities. Celebrities has not done anything to like make Nigerians, the poor Nigerians, suffer or anything like that. The country as a whole that is going through a lot right now is not because of celebrities. It's not because of Obi Kubana and the Oga Polo or the Falanas. No, it's not. Everybody knows that the problem that the greatest problem that the poorest of the poor in Nigeria are going through today is government failure. The government failure to make policies that will favor the people, policies that is of the people. That is what is making most Nigerians suffer today. But have you guys seen Verydarkman address that? Have you guys seen Verydarkman call out, like actually call out the government? Say, Oga, our president, Tinubu, your policies are not favoring us. What are you going to do? We all know what activists, like people that call themselves activists, we all know what they do. But in Nigeria, most people are cash activists. They are not activists. They are only if you pay them or if they get like personal interest. That's where you see them, they form activists. So to me, I do not think that Verydarkman is an activist. Verydarkman has called out everything except the number one problem that the Nigerian people have. If Verydarkman would just give little attention, like let's say 1/3 of the attention that he gives to irrelevant things like Bobrisky lifestyle and all those kind of things, if he give just 1/3 of that attention to our government, I'm sure that we'll see a little change, you know. But Verydarkman doesn't care because, like some people suggested, probably he's on the payroll of the government, like, to distract the people and make the people forget their number one problem and focus on fighting for irrelevant things. So now I'm asking people, do you guys think that Verydarkman really care about the poor people in Nigeria? Do you guys think that Verydarkman is really fighting for poor people in Nigeria? Each time that any celebrity has like a controversy surrounding them, Verydarkman will shook their mouths there. But when Davido had multiple controversies of baby mamas and the cheating scandals and all those things, Verydarkman never said anything. Why? Because he's close to Davido. He benefits from Davido. He's in a very good relationship with Davido. But once he fall out with Davido, you will see Verydarkman try to make it look like he's rich versus the poor. Do you guys understand? So that is what I call manipulation. He manipulates the poor Nigerians for his own personal gain. That is how I see it. And I remember Verydarkman saying one time that he cannot call out Davido, he cannot call out Wizkid, he cannot call out Burna Boy. He said it with his mouth. I've watched one of the videos where he said it. So someone like that cannot be an activist. He cannot claim to be fighting for the poor because he's just using the poor to fight his own personal battles. All these battles, Bobrisky that is fighting, did Bobrisky do anything to the poor people? No. But he's just fighting his personal battles, like battles. He has issues with those people and then he's fighting them. He does not care about the poor people and he's not an activist because just You can call him a content creator, you can call him whatever you want to call him, but me personally, I do not think that Verydarkman is an activist or that Verydarkman care about the poor people. This is my opinion. Now tell me what you guys think in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe, like this video. You can also share. Thank you, and see you in the next one.